Here we are. Very welcome everybody to Long Time SA, all the way from Cape Town. And we're having a look at an atomizer today. Yes, no AIOs on this channel. Not yet anyway, so never can help it. There won't be any. If you want to send me some for testing, please feel welcome. I'm certainly not going to buy one. We're having a look at an atomizer, and that is obviously no secret to followers of this channel that I do like my little mouth-to-lung atomizers, and I finally bit the bullet and I got it, and I still found one, a Berserker V2 mouth-to-lung RTA. And here it is right in front of me. I not only bought one, I bought two, because my wife also likes a good mouth-to-lung vape, and that is mine. I must tell you, I've already put it through its paces. I used it for around about 2 weeks. You will see that in a minute. But in the meantime, Frankie, my cat, just arrived and wants some attention. Sorry, Frankie, I'm busy. So in the meantime, we're just gonna have a look at what is in the box of the VandyVape Berserker mouth-to-lung version 2. Never got the version 1, never got the mini, never got the version 1.5. Saw all the reviews, but I thought, well, as soon as a version 2 comes out, and I still can get one because here in South Africa you couldn't get any of the others, I will get my hands on it. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen. That is all that comes in a box. You get different 510 double O-ringed mouthpieces. You get a spare Ultim glass for those of you who are weird and like Ultim. Well, there you have it. And then you have the atomizer, which we're going to have a look right now in the middle. In the meantime, let's just finish the box. Let's get this felt pad out. It's always easier said than done, isn't it? Here we go, I managed. Right, we have these things here. I'll tell you in a minute what these are all about. We have the usual screws, and we have screws. We have hex screws, we have Phillips screws, and on the atomizer itself, they have the normal straight screws. So you have 3 different screws to attach your wire to, and this is great. I like that. The quality certificate. You've got the instruction manual. And then you get these, which I like a lot as well. Not necessarily the coils, also I have that coil in and it works very well. But they not only say there are coils in here, they tell you exactly what coils they are. They are low density 30 GA dual core, 30H GA wire wrapped around it. It's NI8, it comes out at 0.7, around about 6 reps, and it has an inner diameter of 2.5 millimeter. It comes with 2 coils. One is already in the dripper, as you will see in a minute. And here we are. Let's put that to one side and have a look at this fellow over here. We go a little bit closer. Here we go. And there she is. Comes with this 510 drip tip installed, and obviously this one is also a double O-ring 510 drip tip. It comes with a top fill option, which looks like this. You have to turn it the wrong way around, clockwise, to open it, and then you have this opening here. Maybe I just want to tell you that it also comes with, let me get this so we can put it on a proper stand for the time being, so it doesn't just roll around here. Here you go. Let me just get that felt pad out again. You will see in the felt pad, here we go, there we are, you get this gasket here on top, and that is the gasket which is normally installed, which is a gasket which has these little silicone sleeves in here. And these silicone sleeves obviously make sure that if you drip this accidentally or throw it into a handbag, then no liquid will spill out. It also makes sure that filling it is a bit more difficult because you don't have the air escaping as nicely as you would have done with an open. So as you can see, I have installed the open gasket. I left the closed gasket on for my wife because she throws her stuff in her handbag, and there, who knows what happens there, the secrets of a handbag. Not even going to get into that. Right, so we have this funny cap, and it is a funny cap because, I mean, look at it. Normally you would expect, you know, you have the knurling at the top. Here we are. You have the knurling at the top, and you would expect that it will go off here, but it doesn't. It goes off here, and it goes off clockwise, and you use it counterclockwise, bayonet, fix it. Interesting choice, I would say. Then obviously we come to the business end. You have this short glass, which you can obviously remove and put the ultim glass on if that is what you like. Might not look too bad with the black one. Black ones were all sold out, so I've got the stainless steel one. Anyway, stainless steel one is a lot better to show to people. You have a domed inner chamber, which is fairly polished. Looks pretty good. Still has a little bit of water on there because I just cleaned this. And then obviously the glass on this side. And then we come to the business end, and let's just have a look at the bottom so you can see what they have printed at the bottom. Here we go. Maybe put it the right way around, Roland. You see all the writing here, the Berserker writing. You can see that it's manufactured by VandyVape, and you can also see that it is designed, God, me again, designed by Alex from VapersMD. Jeez, I tell you what, me and names, that must be the age. Well, I take that as an excuse, but to be quite honest, 30 years ago it was the same. And if you look at the serial number, it looks like 200,625. They really made that many already. Possible, possible. Now, as you also can see, I have installed a coil already. I've taken one of these fused claptons, which came in the box, and I've installed. So I just had to let the cat out. That's obviously much more important than this little atomizer. Here we go. Here we go. So you see I've installed it. It's in there. It's only these two screws. You pop your coil in and put it in. It couldn't be any easier. Easiest coil installation you will ever see. Then it also has this raised deck, maybe a GTA kind of type deck, raised from the bottom. So what you need to do with the cotton, you only need to kind of get the cotton in that little hole, not too tight. I mean, it's masked so long, so it's very forgiving. And once it's in there, you're good to go. That's how easy it is to coil and to wick. So we have coiled it already. Yes, I've cheated. I apologize. That's just for safety's sake. Blow this out. Maybe also to get it a little bit closer to the camera. Here we go, glowing from the inside out. That's exactly what we want. Should we try to get a little bit closer? Yeah, why not? Gives me more chance to get out of camera shot. It's always nice. Right, now we have a bit of cotton here, and we probably need a little less since this is only a 2.5 millimeter coil. Well, this is just a lump of organic cotton, which we will now try to fiddle through this coil. Still too much. Still too much. Let's get a little bit more off here. Let's try this again. Right, we just turn this in. Here we go. We just turn this out again. We have moved the coil just a little bit, so let's move it back. You'll see I have it round about, let's get this in here, round about 1.5 millimeters above the air intake. Now the air intake fit right underneath the coil, and the nice thing about these air intakes is that you can take them out while your dripper is wigged, so you don't need to take anything out. Let's put it on here. Here you go. So that's the one I have in, which is 2 1 millimeter holes, and then you have quite a few intakes here, from very small, as you can see here, the garden hose thing, to rather big right over here. And then for the coil which is included, which is that low density fused Clapton, I found that this double hole appears to be working very well. For my wife, I put in a 28 gauge coil because that's what she always had, that's what she likes, that's what she wants. So I just ripped out a 1.2 ohm 28 gauge coil. I used the second tightest single air intake. Happy as a clam. Right, now let's trim these cotton pieces off here. Let's do it on this side and do it on this side. Bit of a kind of a bow tie kind of thing. And we have not too much cotton here, so we could possibly just fiddle it in here. Here we go. The same on the other side. Still with me? Yes, you're still with me. Here we go. And we take some juice. Today we're taking my favorite tobacco juice, which is Tobacco Bastard Coffee, which is a one-shot. All my juices I use are one-shots. As if you have watched my first juice review not too long ago, you'll know that. So just a bit of juice on here. And we have vape, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just clean up the mess here as good as we can. Here we go. We just twitch out here a bit before we go. Not too much of a mess. Here we go, and get totally off camera. So once you have done that, you obviously can take your rest of your atomizer and screw it on. And I must tell you, screws are very nice. When you screw it on, you will inadvertently screw it on and screw the lid off. It's a funny decision. It really is. It really is something people need to get used to. Now, if you look at that, let's just get a bit closer to the camera here. Here we go. You see there's an airflow control down there at the bottom. I keep it fully open because it doesn't make a bloody difference, because the air gets restricted right underneath the coil, where it should be restricted, because that makes sure you get the right correct jet of air onto your coil. So this is only if you have the widest hole in there, then from what I've seen, from round about 60% the airflow does make a difference. If you have smaller holes in and you like the airflow of those smaller holes, this thing is just, then just put it wide open and it gets restricted right underneath the coil. Right. Then we put a bit of juice in here. Here's my Tobacco Bastard coffee juice. There we go. Already making a mess here. Now, many things I can do at making a mess. I am really good at. Ask my parents, ask my wife, ask my kids. Unbeaten. Unbeaten. Right. Now we have it filled up. And we obviously have messed a little bit onto my surface here. Here we go. Now we put the lid back on, which turns on the wrong way around. Yes, yes it does. So it comes off when you try to screw on the base to the tank. It's an odd decision. I really wonder why they have done it. Here we go. Oh, Roland, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, me lord. It's a mess. Right, as you can see, I have it on my mod, which incidentally is the Aegis, I think Aegis Max, they call it. Single 21700 battery atomizer. I have it at, yes, it's a new coil. Comes out at 0.17. Let's put it that way. No, you don't need to tilt your head. 0.17, and I have it at 14 watts. Oh. See, I have redone the coil because it feels even a bit hot. Let's put it down to 13. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have the VandyVape Berserker version 2. And we go back upstairs to me, and I will tell you what I think about it in a minute. Cheers. And here we are, folks. We're having a look at the Berserker version 2 from the ladies and gentlemen over at VandyVape. You have seen me down there. You have seen me wicking it. You've seen the coil in there, which is the coil they provided, which appears to be a very, very nice coil. And we're now going quickly over the cons and pros as far as I see it. Oh, that juice is just very nice. Yeah, if you guys ever see that or have a chance to get your hands on it, and you like tobacco juice, obviously, if you're not into the fruit and creams and custards, but more in the tobaccos, especially the master langers, tobacco bastards. So one shot comes in that bottle, so you just add whatever PG, VG and nicotine you need, and you're ready to rock and roll. Let it steep for a week or two. Right, but back to the Berserker version 2. Well, as you guys know, I like my mouth to lung atomizers. I had the Anani, waiting for the Anani version 2, which is out already, but obviously hasn't arrived in South Africa yet. And always wanted a Berserker, never could get one. They were always kind of sold out and very difficult to get hold of. And now finally I've got the version 2. And do I like it? Oh boy, do I like it. I love it. I actually rock it slightly different. I use one of the other drip tips which came with it. Let me show you what that looks like. Here we go. There's a slightly taller one. Here we go. You can see it with a slightly taller one. I can also show you what it looks like with the real tall one, who has the radiator rings around it. It's also not bad. It's just real tall, you know. So I like the medium one, which I put on, and that is the one I am using. I have used for the last 2 weeks. So what do I think of it? What are the cons and the pros? Let's start with the cons, because that's a quick run. What is this? What is this about? Why are we having this? Why don't we have a normal top cap? What was wrong with the normal top cap? I mean, you take your atomizer, you have just rewicked it, you have just done all the things on it, so you put it on, you screw it on, here we go, we screw our atomizer on, and There you have your litany. What? Why? That's really an odd decision to go that route. But yeah, they have. Works. There's nothing wrong with it. It works. And obviously when you then close it and you want to make sure it's really good closed, you start unscrewing your atomizer. So you have to always hold on to this and make sure this is closed properly. Yeah, not a decision which I find makes a lot of sense. So I really don't know why they did that. All right, let me get this video down just a bit, a little bit. There we go. That top part of me doesn't always disappear. Here we go. Right, and but otherwise, coiling, very simple. You saw it. Just take the coil, put it into the two holes, screw it in. Wicking, simple. Just make sure you wick according to a 2.5 millimeter inner diameter coil, and it works perfectly well. No problem whatsoever. Then if you once you put it together, the mechanical parts, you know, like the threading and how it feels, it doesn't feel tinsy, it doesn't feel that anything would fall apart. It all feels very well made, solidly made, without being overly heavy. And once you put in juice and you start vaping it, oh boy. Yes, I just unscrewed it. It really is nice. Let's get it back up to 14 again. Oh, yeah, still vaping. Same coil, same cotton, and still the same settings here on my little Geek Vape Ages, and it works very, very well. So if you like mouth to lung, vaping, and you're looking for a stalwart, something which will last you a while, which looks actually very good, I think it looks very sexy, and will give you a good mouth to lung taste experience. I would even go so far as to say an excellent mouth to lung taste experience. You can't go wrong with the VandyVape Berserker version 2, and it is not overpriced. It's very mainstream priced. And don't make the mistake I made with the original Berserker and the Berserker 1.1, 1.5. Oh, I just wait 5-6 months till they get cheaper. Yeah, they don't, and there won't be any left, because these things sell like soot cook, and that is for a good reason. So the VandyVape Berserker 2 is certainly something which I like a lot. I think it's something you should have a look at, and if you are a mouth to lung vapor, I would go as far as to say it's a must. Go for it. Well, thanks very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again from Cape Town, all the best, and stay healthy. Cheers.